Today's video is going to be a bit of a mixed bag. We're going to continue trying out OpenAI-o1, focusing mostly on the mini version today, because we are playing here over on Cursor. I've been testing out different Cursor rules to see if that has any effect on my productivity, my processes. And I've been kind of trying to up my prompting game by using more XML tags, more structure. And to do that, I've been trying to leverage Cursor here to actually help me rewrite my prompts into this, you can see here, XML tags, to hopefully get a more, precise instruction. So I think we're just gonna dive in. We have some examples we're gonna do. So let's just get started. So over the weekend, I've been also trying to look out for what other people think of using, let's say, o1 Mini for coding, maybe on Cursor. So I found this Reddit post here that I thought was pretty good and kind of fits my view of o1 Mini too after trying it out over this weekend. So I thought we can just go through a few of the points this Who's Afraid of 138 has made here. I thought they had some good points here. So you can see the past few days I've been testing o1 Mini in Cursor compared to 3.5, which has been a workhorse model that has been insanely consistent and useful. That is kind of my idea too. So the verdict is Claude 3.5 Sonnet is still a better day-to-day model. And that is kind of my takeaway too. Just because of speed and reliability, and that is my idea, right? But I'm open to change, right? And I've been trying out o1 Mini over this weekend. So I just wanted to go through some of the pros he found and some of the cons and see if I agree here. So the 64K output tokens, that is big, right? So if you compare, I think Claude 3.5 maybe has 8K output tokens. So that's 8 times more output you can print right in Cursor. So that is nice when you do these composer features and you want like create a bunch of files that we're gonna look at later. So you can see if your prompt is good, it generally can do a large refactor re-architecture job in 2-3 shots. I think that's good. I'm not gonna read the example. So in general, this was quite a large refactoring job and it did well. Large output context is a big part of facilitating this. I think that's pretty cool. So here he has listed some cons that I kind of agree with. So you have to be very specific with your prompt. And that is kind of what I dived into these XML tags this weekend to try to be even more instructive than I've been with Claude 3.5 Sonnet to see if that can improve something on when using o1 Mini in Cursor, right? And you can see due to long thinking time, you pretty much need a perfect prompt. Because it's annoying, right? If you don't have good enough instructions and you waste time by waiting for these o1 models to do their chain of thought, and there was something wrong, right? So he is working with o1. You have to do everything one shot. I have not been doing that, but let's see. Limited chats, that's a huge limiter, of course. But this is early 64 output. That has to be. That is not a con, right? I wish Sonnet 3.5 has much more output tokens. If Sonnet had 64K, that would be pretty cool. Verbose, Cursor implementation is buggy. This is important. So sometimes there's no text output, only code. I've seen this too. And I wonder if this is something to do with Cursor backend prompting. I'm not quite sure. So I've been trying to do kind of my own. Let me show you here. I did this, let me see here. So I tried this o1 rule. So ignore all chain of thought, step-by-step prompting when using Cursor. Ignore chain of thought, step-by-step prompting when using Cursor chat. But I don't know. We might try it, but I don't think it's gonna work, to be honest. So you can see he has an o1 Mini Claude 3.5 Sonnet conclusion. So if you're doing a massive refactoring job or greenfielding a massive project, use o1 Mini. Combination of deeper thinking and massive output token limits means you can do things one shot. I haven't tried that too much, so I can't really reflect on that. So if you have a collection of smaller tasks, Claude 3.5 Sonnet is still the king. So be very specific and overly verbose in your prompt to o1 Mini. Describe as much as your task in detail as possible. It will save you time because this is not a model to have conversations or fix small bugs. It's a Ferrari to the Honda that is Sonnet. So I've been switching models, right? So maybe I do like one shot with o1 Mini and then I kind of switch to 3.5 Sonnet. So that's the way I've been solving this. But I just thought this post was pretty interesting and it kind of confirms my comparisons with 3.5 Sonnet 2. So I just wanted to go through this because it's nice to get like a confirmation of what you've been feeling too, right? So I think we're just gonna dive over to Cursor now, test some rules, do some prompting with XML tags. So let's just head over there. So if you see here on Cursor in the settings, you see we have something called rules for AI, right? And here you can kind of set these general rules that will apply for all your sessions, right? But we can also include a .cursor rules files if you didn't know that. And in this project, we kind of have these different rules. So always assist the user and suggest XML wrapper tags to improve the prompt the user writes, right? And we're gonna, the suggestions must help the user make it as clear as possible for an LLM to understand the scope of the prompt. So these are the rules I have been testing out. And I just wanted to show you kind of how I've been playing around with this and how I've been using Cursor to kind of write my prompts instead of doing it like, yeah, just in the chat box, right? So if you're planning to try this for yourself, you gotta kind of look at down in the right corner here. There's something called Cursor tab. So here we have a hackernews.md. That's kind of a markdown file. So in this Cursor tab here, you can see sometimes it says disable for markdown. So if this is kind of checked off, you can see we have this Cursor tab that is kind of not available here. So uncheck this, so you can see we can use this tab. So you can see when I start writing now, right, we get some auto suggestions, right? If you wanted to use that. If not, just go back and just start typing. So let me just come up with a prompt here and we can try to show you kind of the way I've been playing around with this. Okay, so here you can see my prompt now. I want to create a terminal app that fetch the top 10 posts on Hacker News and display them in a retro terminal style. I want to scrape the Hacker News website for this post using BS4. I want to use the rich library to style it. The terminal app must include the links to the post and the title of the post. The code should be in Python, make the code modular, easy to understand, and of course be effective and secure as possible. This I kind of wrap in project. The action for the LLM is to execute the project above. Okay, so that is a prompt I used to use, right? So what I've been testing out here, I just select all, Control K. So here I just go wrap the prompt in XML tags to make the instructions as clear as possible for the LLM. I just do submit edit, right? And we are on Claude 3.5 Sonnet here, that's fine. And now this is going to rewrite this, it's going to add all the XML tag it thinks is the best possible instructions here to kind of get the most out of that. So you can see here, right? So it's right, so let's just accept this and take a look now. So you can see we have description, requirements, and we have some requirements here kind of wrapped in these XML tags. We have action, step by step here, right? Okay. And yeah, I think this is fine. So let's go ahead and try this out now. So let me just open a new cursor here and let's test this prompt using OpenAI-o1 mini. I see I forgot to add something I've been also focusing on lately. So let me select all this and let's include an instruction to the LLM to include the folder structure of the project with all folders and files. So this is also something I've been playing around with lately because using O1 we have this big 64K output token. So it's super easy to kind of recreate folder structure using the Composor feature. So you can see here now we added a folder structure. I don't think I want it like this. So let me rephrase this prompt here. So let's do include a step to print a folder structure with XML tags, just the instruction. So I just wanted to add this into the steps here, right, for action. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, good. Now we have it here. So just accept that. Let me save that. And now let's try to run this. So I just open a new directory here. Let's paste in our prompt, right? Now I want to select O1 mini because these are very precise instructions, right? So let's just try to run in the chat here first. If we get the folder structure, we're going to take that and we're going to go to the Composer and try to create all the files before we add the code, right? Okay, that was pretty quick. So now you can see we have our project structure. So I'm just going to copy this, Control I, right? Paste in this. And I've kind of played around with, so this is kind of my instructions for generating the folder structure. So you're an LLM with access to generating folders and folders in the current working directory, generate all files and folders. So yeah, we have some action here. So I'm just gonna copy this too, head back to our composer and just paste in this. So let's try this now. So we are on the O1 Mini, right? Okay, so you can see we have some placeholder here. We have the requirements. So let's just accept all this. And if you go back here now, you can see we have all our files, right? And then we can just start adding here. So we can do requirements. Let's just add this, right? We have our scraper.py, good. We can apply the code here. Accept, save. We have the display. So now we have all files ready, right? Should be pretty easy. We have main. Let's add this. Install the dependencies. Okay. Install requirements. Good. And then we can run it. Okay. That was a bit strange. You can see it's running, but we are missing the posts here. So let's try to do like a quick follow up here and see if we can fix this. So I'm just going to go, the app is running, but we don't see any Hacker News posts in our terminal. But now I'm going to select Claude 3.5, Control Enter to kind of use the code base. So this is what I've been doing. I've been switching between O1 Mini, O1 Preview and Claude 3.5 depending on the use case, right? So we want to go to our main. We want to add some new code here, right? Okay. Scraper. Let's add some new code here. Let's see now. So let's clear this. Let's run it. And boom, we got it. So here is our app, right? Top 10 Hacker News post. We have this link we can follow, right? Okay, boom, we got it. So that was pretty cool. So yeah, seems to be working pretty nice. Our folder structure was good. Our initial prompt from O1 Mini was pretty good. And then we switched to Claude 3.5 for some debugging. And boom, we got it. So yeah, that was pretty good. I'm happy with this. I just wanted to do one more example to show you kind of how I've been using O1 Mini to create these folder structures, because that's been pretty interesting, right? So here you can see we have a huge folder structure, right? And you can see here I kind of took my prompt in the end here. So you can see the action is create the specific file directories and files in the current working directory. For each file, include a basic placeholder content that represents its purpose or structure. So if we grab this full prompt here, so this is a pretty big folder structure, right? So if we grab all this, let's head over to, yeah, we can do just the same folder here. So let's head Control-Shift-I into the composer. Let's remove this old one. And now you can see we paste in like the full structure here. And here is where the kind of the big output window comes, 64K output token window comes into play. So you can see in the bottom left there, I guess you can't see because of my face, but we are selecting O1 Mini. And when we run this now, hopefully we can create this big folder structure with files and folders. So let's see now. So you can see now it's writing all the files, right? So this is pretty big. That's a lot of files to create, right? And it was pretty fast when it first got going here. So if we accept all this now, right? Accept all, we go back here, boom, we got it. So we have our backend, right? With all the files, middleware, chat controller, routes, services, OpenAI service. We have our front end, our app, page, layout, styles, global CSS, components, right? So what we had to do now is just fill in this, because we already have created all the files. We could just, since you can see they have this placeholder code. So if we had the code ready now, we can just apply this to all the files. So that means that we didn't manually have to create all the files here. So this is a big advantage I have found with using O1 Mini, using this composer, just because of the big output token window, right? Or output tokens. So this is a bunch of files. I'm sure we can do even more if we try to. So I think this is a very good use case. So now if we want to chat, we can just switch to Claude 3.5 and start adding code here, right? I just think this is very interesting, and this is definitely something I will be implementing into my workflow. So the final thing I thought we can do today is actually do something that is impacting me, because this is a feature I've been wanting for my own website. So let me just show you now. So this is the setup I have for my website. If we head over here now, I have a section called videos. So here I kind of upload all my latest videos, right? But the way it's set up now, if we go here, I have to go into the code here, right? I have to go to website. I have to find my JSON structure down here somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, you can see here. I have to fill in this small JSON here that has the title, description, and iframe. That is kind of the embedded video you can see here. And it's very annoying to do this manually. So I kind of want to create a script that can just maybe just link the URL and the title and just run the script in the terminal. And this will generate this kind of structure. And I kind of want OpenAI API to write the description based on the title, right? So let's see if we can actually use Cursor, OpenAI-o1 mini, I think, and maybe some 3.5 to actually create this pipeline for me. And this is kind of my raw prompt before I add the XML tag. So I want to create a pipeline to update my React website. It's easier to use than the current method. Now I have to go into the code in the website.js to find a code where latest videos are, update the section. I want to add a nice pipeline that I can use to update the latest video section on my website. I want to be able to add a YouTube video by copying the URL, pasting into a script that adds the video title, into a script that adds the video to the website. The script should be able to run with the following command. So I just want to add video, URL, and title. To write the description for the YouTube video, I want to use LLMs to generate a short description based on the title. Use the OpenAI API. The generated JSON structure must be fed into website.js to update the website. I pasted in some documentation, so that's the GPT-4o mini. Implement the features above into my React website project. I will add website.js as context. So now I'm just gonna select all, Control K, and let's wrap this into XML tags. So let's just wrap my prompt in XML tags to make the task as clear as possible. So let's just try this and see what structure we get now. Okay, so let's accept this and take a look here. So now we kind of have an objective. We have a current method, okay. We have the script we want, the process, and the description generation. Okay, that's pretty good. And we have the implementation request, so an action and some context. I think we're just gonna try this and see if this actually works. So let me just copy this, head over, yeah, to our directory here that we have all the files. So what I want to do now is open up our composer, right? I want to add the website as context. I want to add maybe like the folder. So that's going to be source, I think. And let's paste in our prompt here now. So I think we're just going to try this. Again, I want to select O1 mini here for the first iteration. So let's run this and see where this takes us. Okay, so now you can see we have our env file, we have our videos JSON. So this is kind of where we're going to store our examples. If we look at the new videos section now, we're going to load from our JSON file, I think. And the add video script, if we open up this, I think we're going to run this command. Yeah, we're going to include our video and our title. Okay, that's interesting. We need to install some dependencies. Yeah, I think this looks pretty interesting and it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to accept all this. I'm going to implement all the code. I'm going to set it up. And then we're just going to try it and see how this actually works. Yeah, let me do that. And I'll come back to you when we are ready. Okay, so now I kind of want to show you how this works. So if we head to my website now, you can see we have this video here in latest videos, right? So I just did a quick test. Looks superb, right? So if we go here now, you can see we are using OpenAI GPT-4o mini to generate a concise and engaging description based on its title, right? So we have some examples here on kind of the iframing, right? And yeah, I'm not going to go too much into the code, but this is going to be, you can see new videos will be inserted here by the add.video.js script. Perfect. So how this works now is we can do, so what we can do now, node add video.js, right? We can do --URL. And then I can head over to, let's say, my YouTube channel. Let's just copy this URL here. I can go back to Cursor, paste in this URL. I can do --title. Let's do a string, and I can go back here. Let's just, what was it? Copy this title and paste it in here. Okay, that kind of missed. So let me go back and fix that. We need a string here. Okay, so I'm gonna add this. So generating description using OpenAI, boom. Okay, so you can see this got slotted in here, it got saved. If we go to our website now, boom, we got a second one. So that was super nice pipeline for me. Let me just go grab another video here. So AI app of the week 2. I can just do node add video just URL. Okay, so I have the title, boom, generate description, add it here, go back to my website. Boom, we have another video. That saves me a lot of time. So this is a superb use case. So I'm super happy with this. This is gonna save me a lot of time. So yeah, combining O1 Mini with kind of the prompt we created with all the XML tags. And we use some Claude 3.5 for some simple debugging. How much time did I spend on this? That's maximum 10 minutes. So that's a superb integration into my website by adding like a new feature that saves me a lot of time when updating new videos. So this is something I'm gonna just implement and deploy right away. So that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, super happy with this and the way it turned out, and combining all of these things I've been playing around with this weekend. I think this, yeah, kind of helped me with my productivity. So I hope you found some of these things interesting. If you want to access all of these prompts I have here, just follow the link in the description. I have kind of open public repo where I will be putting out all of this, yeah, the small prompts here I've been using. So just go check it out if you want to copy maybe my folder structure instructions or something like that. Also, if you want to shout out something in my YouTube video, some GitHub project you have, you can just go to my website, just go to services. I have this YouTube video shout out. I'm not sure about the price yet, so you can kind of buy if you want to do some shout out maybe on your GitHub repo, other things you want to shout out, some small startup you're working on. Just send me a request here and maybe we can do something. So, or I can put out the cursor rules too if you want to copy this. But just go play around, try out different things with O1 if you have access. If you have cursor, you should have access to at least a few requests, right? But I think still there's a lot of things we need to explore here when it comes to using the new models. But daily driving is gonna be Claude 3.5, maybe some GPT-4o, but I'm gonna keep experimenting using the O1 not so much the O1 preview. Mostly I'm gonna be using O1 Mini, I think, but I'm gonna try something with the preview too. And it was pretty cool to see what other people have been using O1 Mini with. I've been watching some videos this week and there's a lot of cool stuff out there. But yeah, I kind of agree with this. Claude 3.5 Sonnet is still the better day-to-day model for me for now. But the 64K output tokens in O1 Mini makes it super easy when we want to do this big folder structure. So that is something I'm going to using it for. So I'm going to keep experimenting. Let me know in the comments if you have any cool things you have found out about using O1. Yeah, I hope you took something away from this video. Maybe you learned something new, maybe something you want to try. Let me know in the comments. Give it a like if you found it interesting. And yeah, have a good day and we speak soon.